Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Day's Podcast, along with another video. So, I know we had talked about um, pretty much astrology on the surface, where it's just like we're talking about zodiac signs, um, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sag, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. We talked about them all, along with the moons that those signs can be placed in. Like the moon where it's setting and where those signs can be placed with emotions. And I've hinted a few times that I would talk about what all that means in birth charts, a natal chart. And so today we're going to talk about it. So understanding the planets and their meanings. Let's see here. So I'm happy you guys have been enjoying the videos, and I don't mind doing more as far as with these type of topics, any type of topic really. And like and subscribe. Thank you for joining, and let's get into it. The stars offer boundless insight, which these days is frequently presented through horoscopes. Our horoscopes can illuminate our daily experiences and help us recognize how the planets' movements, such as Saturn's retrograde, can help us make helpful life changes. But let us take a step back. How does this process of interpreting the locations and motions of the planets even work? What is the definition of a zodiac sign, and how are the signs interpreted, and how are the signs impacted by the planets? So we've talked about signs, we've talked about the moon and where those signs lie, but what does it mean? We're doing it. These questions are fundamental to learning the basics of reading your birth chart, which reveals the location of the planets in the sky at the time of your birth. An analysis of this chart, also called a natal chart, can provide deep insight into your personality, motivations, and desires. Let's take a look at how the chart of astrology and the craft of reading birth charts formed and how you can apply it to your life. So like I said, it's very important to know, your emotions and just who you are as a person, day to day, how you interact with others, because everyone is different. You can be in a room full of two Aquariuses, one Leo, and, a Cancer, a Virgo, and, another Gemini, but then also you got a Sag, and that's a lot going on. And then don't let the boss not be a Capricorn, if they are, and then, if they are also possibly a Libra. You never know. So it's just, you never know. All I can say is this. The way that, we all interact really defines our destiny after a while, because you're kind of like, well, if I didn't make this decision or if I didn't act this certain way, then maybe this wouldn't have happened. It all comes together. So it's very important to kind of know how you are and how you move and how you can be able to be just a good person. Like, you don't have to be bad. You don't have to be bad. So what does astrology have to do with the stars? Humans have stargazed since the dawn of time. Over thousands of years, our prehistoric ancestors tracked awesome phenomena such as powerful eclipses and short-range comets, as well as frequent, patterns that also happen too. Distinctive twinkling star clusters were deemed constellations, while fixed celestial bodies were identified as planets. Underneath the calm of velvety night sky, the moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn, known as the classical planets, were discovered. And, for centuries, astrology was at the heart of science, medicine, philosophy, and magic. It's been around forever. The advent of the telescope and the corresponding discovery of the so-called modern planets, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, completed the celestial puzzle. Um, so it what do the planets symbolize? Though astrology is vast, complex, and highly specialized study, the core principles are straightforward. A birth chart is a snapshot of the sky at the moment of your birth. You can calculate, yours whenever. It reveals the precise location of each of the planets and which constellation they occupied as you entered the world. In some birth charts, all the planets are in the same constellation. In others, they're spread widely across the sky. The distance between these planets is important since each has its own celestial function. Let's take a look at each one. So the sun. Let's start with the sun. When someone asks you what your sign is, whether or not they know it, they're asking about the position of the sun at your moment of birth. The sun symbolizes our fundamental essence. This vibrant celestial body represents our ego, sense of self, basic personality, and general preferences. So yeah, when someone's saying, what's your sign? Was you born in the fall? Was you born in the spring, the summer, the winter? Like, when were you born? But that particular sign lets you know. The sun governs the zodiac sign of Leo. It takes approximately 1 month to transit or move across a zodiac sign. So yeah, every month there's a new sign. We know this, but it's like in between, going from 1 month into another. That's how they get you. Like 3 weeks into another month, we're still in one sign but going into another. It's like, oh, okay. But yeah, the moon. So we know that the sun is with Leo specifically, but our sun is when we were, our sign at that time. The moon's gravitational pull regulates the climate and oceanic tides. Within astrology, the moon represents our emotional inner world, while the sun exposes our outer experience. So Leo, they're gonna make sure you bring out yourself, even if you don't want to. The moon symbolizes everything beneath the surface. It represents the spiritual retreat of our most private selves. It governs the zodiac Cancer, which I've talked about. So yeah, like I've said in their own individual videos, Cancer is moon, Leo is sun. But the odd thing is, Cancer comes before Leo. So of course, the night before dawn. Okay, before the sun starts to rise. The sensitive, protective water sign that defines nurture, comfort, and security. The moon is the fastest moving celestial body in the sky and takes approximately 2.5 days to transition into a zodiac sign. So it's like, there could be people that are days apart that may have the same moon and the same sign. But that's because the moon's transitioning from another sign for that particular moon, as opposed to being in that same sign. Which is why I told y'all, I have a Capricorn moon. So I'm not like every Gemini. I'm my own self. There's other Geminis out there that show themselves, whether they're born in June or May, but they all have their own identity. And if you put us all in the same room, you would think we're all the same person, but we're all different because everyone's different upbringing, everyone's different age. But what I will say for Geminis, if we were all in the same room, we probably would all not to say sympathize with each other, but we would all connect with each other in a way where it's like, all right, I understand. That's you're you for that. And I respect it. And no one can feel away. Because if we're all getting that same response, But like I said, yeah. The next one is Mercury. Which is funny that I'm talking about this because we're talking about Geminis now. The smallest and innermost planet of the solar system. Oh, I got a small the smallest planet. Ooh, I can't. Let me stop. Mercury is named after the Roman deity, I don't know how to say that, who served as a messenger to the gods. Oh. Within astrology, it symbolizes communication. Messenger. While the moon reflects our emotions, this planet reflects logic and rationality. Yeah, making sure things are in check. Mercury uses its clever intellect and relentless curiosity to analyze, sort, and classify, helping us synthesize and articulate complex ideas. It governs both air sign Gemini and earth sign Virgo. So, any Virgo that I know, we just instantly like. Beyonce is a Virgo and has Gemini twins. Okay, like Gemini and Virgo, we get along. We get along. We do. Kendrick Lamar and Beyonce did a couple songs. Her and Kanye did a couple songs. Her and Andre 3000 did a song. Like, y'all. But she loves all different signs. Beyonce loves people, period. Each representing, I'm going to tell you right now, she loves her Capricorns and her sister, which is a Cancer. Each representing a different side of Mercury's expression. Chatty Gemini is output, while analytic Virgo is input. So, yeah, we share the Mercury, but I'm more of the output of everything, where it's like, all right, I'm getting it out there. Like, I have it and it's coming out. Virgo, they take a little bit more of the process to kind of just map it, and then, which I commend, because they're just great. Geminis are great too. We're all great. Stop it. So, well, where was I? Each representing a different side of Mercury's expression, like I said. Chatty Gemini, yep. Mercury takes 13 to 14 days to transit a zodiac sign and goes retrograde 3 or 4 times per year. This planet's infamous retrograde brings out communication mishaps, travel delays, and texts from exes. Ooh. Okay. Well, listen. Don't nobody need to be too focused on things they don't need to be focused on. That's what Virgo and Gemini want us. That's what we just want y'all to know. Whether it's output, whether we talking, or Virgo is letting you know in such a big message and such a glorified in they say spontaneous, but I look at it as great. But it's just, we show you what need to be going on. Okay. Venus is the next planet. So we did Mercury, we got Venus. So, named after the enchanting Roman goddess, Venus is the vibrant planet that represents beauty, love, and abundance. Indulgent Venus is happiest when luxuriating. Fine wines, extended baths, and aromatic moisturizers align with the Venusian. It aligns with the spirit child. This planet's highbrow tastes reflect our interest in art and culture, while its romantic sensibilities reveal our idealized perception of love. Both Earth sign, Taurus, and Libra are ruled by Venus, which represent a different side of Venus expression. Sensual Taurus is physical, while flirtatious Libra is cerebral. It takes approximately 4 to 5 weeks to transition a zodiac sign, to transit a zodiac sign, and goes retrograde every 18 months. During Venus retrograde, try to avoid making major changes to your appearance, such as getting a tattoo or plastic surgery. Mm. But yeah, similar to Mercury, you have Venus, where an earth sign and an air sign share share a planet. And ironically so, you know, where you look at Taurus and Gemini, which are next to each other, but it's an air in Earth. You also have Virgo and Libra, which is next to each other, which is also air and Earth. So it's pretty cool. So the next one is Mars. The red planet is known as the warrior of the zodiac. Named after the Roman god of war, Mars symbolizes action, determination, and aggression. Its, its impassioned spirit often manifests when we're racing to meet a deadline, running to catch a flight, or competing for a selective position. Mars is the fire under our ass, providing the adrenaline charged boost of energy that fuels movement. It also reflects our physical passion and lust. That sounds familiar. It might be the first sign, Aries, and it is. The impulsive first fire sign, known for its high octane vivacity. They out there, child. Mars takes approximately 6 to 7 weeks to transit a zodiac sign and goes retrograde every 2 years. When it's in retrograde, we may have trouble standing up for ourselves or experience a lack of motivation in the bedroom. Oh no, that's not good. I'm starting to think retrograde can either be good or bad in certain signs and in situations, which is that's a lie. The next one is Jupiter. So yeah, we already kind of went through half the signs and damn near almost half the planets, I think. Like, and certain ones sharing too. So yeah, and imagine when you know your moon attached to that. Yes, it goes there. It's deep. The largest planet in the solar system, Jupiter, or Zeus, in Greek mythology, is recognized for its colossal presence. Oh. Lucky planet Jupiter symbolizes fortune, philosophy, abundance, and spirituality. This generous planet governs expansion, encouraging us to widen our scope and broaden our horizons through philosophy, spirituality, and education. This is such a yes. Oh, it governs Sag, the adventurous fire sign known for its thrill-seeking disposition. Jupiter takes approximately 12 to 13 months to transit a zodiac sign and goes retrograde each year for around 120 days. Its retrograde is often a time of philosophy. It's just for a time for growth, pretty much. Just when that's in retrograde, you need to be making sure you're doing what you got to do. Saturn. So the rained gas giant is, because Saturn's the one that got the little, okay. Is associated with time, regulations, and restrictions. On a good day, Saturn symbolizes hard work, professional achievements, and steadfast resilience. On a bad day, however, it can be harsh and unemotional, forcing us to learn through tough love and difficult challenges. Though this planet has an odd way of showing its affections, Saturn does have our best interest in mind. It simply wants us to play by the rules. Saturn governs Capricorn. I'm gonna finish this sentence, and I'm gonna get. You guys already know. Hold on. The enterprising Earth sign, known for its tireless ambition, and takes approximately 2.5 years to transit each sign. It goes retrograde each year for around 140 days. During Saturn retrograde, life may feel more restrictive, and we must work harder to launch projects. So, Saturn with Capricorn, right? That's their planet. So with me having a Capricorn moon with a Gemini sun, right? You see where I'm going with this? This is pretty much the analysis of what the characteristics of a Capricorn, like we know, and what I did a separate video for, is in planet form. So in reality, what have I been doing for the last 20 minutes? Have I been laughing too much? No. Because see, some people, they go into whole tangents and just, they take their whole YouTube channel into a whole new level. And, you're after a while, you're listening to them for damn near 2 hours. I've been really sticking to the page. Because I want to give y'all good content. I am not against talking for hours and hours if you guys would like me to. But there's all these different things to talk about. So I want to make sure it's all broken down and in different parts and for different things. So, but this ain't about me. It's about all of us. It's about the planets and why we all have different ones associated to our sign as opposed to the moon that reflects that particular planet. And that's what I'm pretty much trying to say. That my moon reflects Saturn. Even though I have a Mercury state, my moon is Mercury, but my moon that I was born into was in Capricorn, which reflects Saturn. That it can't get any better than that, right? So it's just like you say to yourself, where are your emotions reflecting what planet, as opposed to your own signature planet? That it would make you smile to know that about you. And maybe I've already probably talked about you by now based off that particular planet, because it's still stemming into the moon in a sense, because if that sign stems, like I said, with that particular moon, then it also reflects that particular planet. All right, let's continue. I don't want to speak too much on the same topic and you guys are kind of lost, so I'm gonna continue. So Uranus is unusual. As Science Museum reports, it's the first planet discovered by a telescope, the only celestial planet named after a Greek thing, and is titled so far on its axis that it essentially orbits the sun on its side. Fittingly, Uranus symbolizes technology, rebellion, and innovation. This revolutionary planet hates the rules and is always eager to facilitate groundbreaking dynamic change. Uranus can have surprising effects. After all, the planet loves shock value. It governs Aquarius, the free-thinking air sign, recognized for its non-conformality and just, this is what I feel. Uranus takes approximately 7 years to transit each sign and goes retrograde each year for 150 days. During the planet's retrograde, we are asked to leave the past behind and continue onward with life. So now, Neptune. Neptune's vivid azure color perfectly complements its astrological significance. Named after the Roman god of the sea, this planet governs the magical, mysterious vastness of the spiritual unknown. Ooh. When a thick fog rolls across the ocean, it's difficult to discern the separation between the water and the sky. Yeah, so when it's like foggy and you see the water just kind of having waves and stuff, and you don't know whether there's like clouds near that or is this just like constant fog. Okay. It's difficult. Yeah. Similarly, Neptune's power exists at the intersection of fantasy and reality. On a good day, Neptunian energy is extremely creative and powerfully psychic. On a bad day, however, it can become delusional and escapist. When Neptune's influence is felt, explore your imagination, but remember to throw down in anger. You never want to get lost at sea. This planet is governed by Pisces. The intuitive water sign recognized for its incredible imagination and psychic powers. The planet takes approximately 14 years to transit each sign and goes retrograde each year for 150 days. During Neptune retrograde, secrets are revealed, so don't try to get away with bad behavior. Just roll with what's going on at this point. Okay, and then there's Pluto. Though this icy celestial body doesn't measure up to the astronomical definition of the planet by astrological standards, Pluto is still a really big deal. It symbolizes power, transformation, destruction, and regeneration. Named after the Roman god of the underworld, Hades, Pluto's power is rooted in darkness. I'm sorry. And this is why I'm going to make a Kingdom Hearts video, because I swear, if I was to talk about that game, which I will, besides the point. Yeah, power is rooted in darkness. This planet seamlessly slithers into complex infractures, quietly transforming systems from the inside. Pluto reminds us that in order for us to manifest change, we must release the past. It's associated with Scorpio, the elusive water sign defined by its mysterious deposition. Pluto takes approximately 14 to 30 years to transit each sign and goes retrograde each year for 185 days. When Pluto goes retrograde, we are asked to let go of what's no longer serving us so that we can transform into our better version of ourselves. So, there's a lot to interpret here. But pretty much the significance of the outer planets in a birth chart is determined by the houses they occupy. A birth chart is divided into 12 sections referred to as houses. Each house represents an area of life. Houses 1 through 6 address everyday activities and mundane matters such as personal finances, the home, and routines. Houses 7 through 12 relate to more abstract concepts, including philosophy, legacy, and psychic abilities. The placement of the planets in the houses reveals where we store our energy, as well as our strengths and weaknesses. So no, I did not want you to wait 25 minutes to just hear that. I felt as though the planets really do align in a way that we all are really here for some type of damn reason. And y'all can't just be acting up outside. Let me stop. But yes, planet plus sign plus house equals interpretation. Just so y'all know. Yeah, the unique placement of the planets in the house is determined by your rising sign, also known as your ascendant. This is the zodiac sign that was on the eastern horizon at the exact moment of your birth. So yes, your rising sign creates the entire architecture of your birth chart and defines your planetary chart ruler, the planet associated with your chart, at that time too, like I said. So if you're any of the 12 signs at whatever time, there's also your moon, and you have 12 houses that have different signs that have aligned with your moon along with your rising for that particular moment you came here. So no one in this world has no sense of not knowing, and should not have no sense of not knowing that they are supposed to be here, because it's all online at this point. Which is why it's like, all right, well, read up on yourself. What could you be aspiring to do? Or what is something that you didn't know about yourself or did know about yourself, but you need to read more into to kind of reflect on? Those things matter. But yeah, whether your goal is to become a professional astrologer or simply make sense of your birth chart, understanding the planet signs and houses can expose the complex depths of astrological wisdom. Spend lots of time with your birth chart. Your ability to interpret the placements in it will be strengthened as you apply the chart to your everyday life. Don't be afraid to create narratives and make bold observations. After all, this is how the solar system was discovered. So, yeah, like it reveals how you're perceived by others and how and how your interface with the world. Mm-hmm. It just really brings you out. But yeah, for instance, if your natal moon is in sensitive Cancer in the 7th house, the house that represents committed partnerships, your emotional happiness may be very connected to your relationships. If your natal Mars is in Virgo in the 11th house, the house related to humanitarianism, you may be motivated to help others in very practical ways. So it's like you could have a Virgo in your 11th house. You could have a Cancer in your 7th house. Or they could be switched. You can have a Cancer in your 11th house and you can have a Virgo in your 7th house. But they all define different things for you. So definitely look into it. I hope you enjoyed this video and episode, and I will be back with more.